thinking about tomorrow.
Don't stop. It'll soon be here.
It'll be better than before.
Yesterday's gone.
Yesterday's gone.
When you have a bank you can trust, you have the confidence to take on tomorrow. Trustmark. People you trust, advice that works.
Quality, integrity, and excellence. Kincaid's Fine Clothing, Old Town Square, Ridgeland.
Where is your nearest Bank Plus? We're here. Here. And here. We're with you wherever, whenever you need us. Your bank. Your plus. Bank Plus.
For over 40 years, Strength Roofing and Siding has been Mississippi's leading commercial and residential roofing company. We take care of what's over your home so you can take care of what's inside. Strength Roofing and Siding. Call for a free inspection and estimate today.
Hello, Jags. I'm Mary Hawkins Butler, and I am honored to be your mayor. I'm your biggest fan. Not only do you compete athletically, but also academically. Oh, we are so proud of you. You compete locally, you compete regionally, and nationally. We know that the time is now. You can make your mark. Go out and get it. Nothing is impossible. We are behind you and we love you.
Welcome to the Toby Collins Coaches Show, brought to you by our friends at Kincaid's Fine Clothing. I'm Bob Sullender, along with the head coach of the Madison Central Jaguars, Coach Toby Collins. Madison Central 27, Murrah 6. The Jaguars hosted the Mustangs for homecoming in the Jungle last week. The Mustangs had an impressive trio of wide receivers, but the Jaguar defense was able to contain them, and Coach, just a great atmosphere for homecoming and a great win as well.
Yeah, it's always good to get a win. You know, that was a good Murrah football team.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
you know, the one thing that I thought they did a good job of that in years past, you could almost always count on them, you know, helping you out some with procedure penalties, delay of games, or whatever. They played a clean football game, and we feel very fortunate to get out of it with a win. You know, I think Coach Livingston and the defensive staff did a really good job of keeping those guys, obviously with 4 turnovers, or creating 4 turnovers, 4 interceptions. I thought we did a really good job of keeping those guys in front of us for the most part. You know, they had a few chunk plays here and there, but for the most part did a good job of containing them and didn't let them get loose. Obviously able to keep them out of the end zone with the exception of the one time. And, you know, we got the touchdown late to kind of pull away from them. So very fortunate to get the win.
You know, when we talk about the defensive side of the ball for the Jags, it seems like week in and week out, it's always Avery Jackson and this player, Avery Jackson and this, you know, and I don't want to single him out, but it seems like he's kind of your quarterback of your defense. He really has just kind of really grabbed everything together.
He's certainly having a good year, and really proud of the kid, because you're talking about a guy that kind of waited his turn last year. He struggled to get on the field for us. We moved him around a couple of times trying to find him a spot, and just never latched on to one. And, you know, this spring able to move him back inside linebacker. And he took the reins there, and he's ran with it. He's done a really good job.
You know, it takes everybody on the field. Of course, you start pointing out players on the defensive side of the ball that this guy did, you know, but you got Marquise Williams on the outside and Titus Amos and just Demarion Kidd, a lot of players that have just really stepped up for that.
Yeah, there's several of them. And it's senior laden. I mean, there's several guys that have a ton of experience, and very proud of them. Need them to. This is the time of year where you need those guys to be gelling and playing well.
On the defensive side of the ball, is that one thing that maybe you need a little bit more work on in the last couple of weeks that you can like point out maybe?
Well, you know, obviously there's things you can point out, you know, missed tackles here and there, you know, some miscommunication. We've got to do a better job of communicating, you know, the coverage calls and making sure that everybody is on the same page. A couple times, you know, you got a D lineman that didn't get the call or maybe went the wrong way. So if you misfit a gap, you're making those linebackers vulnerable for offensive linemen getting up to them and putting hats on them. So, those are minor things, but for the most part, I think they're playing really well.
Good deal. Hey, we'll talk about the offense for homecoming this past week. The 27-6 victory for the Jags right here on the MC Big Blue Network. Super Talk Mississippi 97.3 FM.
Football is all about teamwork, hard work, and dedication. Kind of like selling cars. And Gray Daniels, well, we're the best in the game. With the largest selection in the state, you won't find lower prices on new Fords, Chevys, Nissans, Volvos, or Toyotas anywhere else than at Gray Daniels. No matter what brand you pick, you always get the best price in town. And that's what's called having skin in the game. Visit any of our Gray Daniels locations in Jackson or Brandon today.
Few know these hands, hands that beat the sun to work and greet the rising moon. Herculean hands of stone skin and weather palms. These are hands inclined to plant, till, and toil in the soil. Few hands clock 80 hours a week. Fewer still find more time to hold, hug, and love their family. These hands feed the world, but you may not recognize them because few know these hands.
Welcome back to the Toby Collins Coaches Show, brought to you by our friends at Kincaid's Fine Clothing. I'm Bob Sullender, along with the head coach of the Madison Central Jaguars, Coach Toby Collins. Madison Central 27, Murrah 6. The quarterback, Jaden Johnson, 5 of 10, 58 yards passing, 33 yards rushing, 2 catches by Micah Jones. Glenn Singleton also a big reception as well. The Jaguars rushed for 258 yards and really were bolstered by Glenn Singleton, 136 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. But, that three-headed monster in the backfield that the other defenses have to look for, Michael Stevens, Michael Hogue, along with Glenn Singleton, really, and Coach, you interchange those so much that I miss them sometimes when we're calling the game, who's in there and who's not. So that's a good problem to have on your side of the ball.
Yeah, and I think they do a good job of complementing each other. And I don't know if you've noticed or the fans have noticed, we've started running some 2-back sets where we're getting 2 of those guys on the field at the same time, being able to move them from, slot receiver to the backfield. I think that's added an element to our offense that it's hard to prepare for. For the most part, I think we did a really good job of controlling the line of scrimmage Friday night. We've got to get more out of the passing game. We've just kind of the last couple of weeks we've been off there. So we've got to get that under control. We spent a lot of time this week implementing a few simple things that we can get the ball on the perimeter to some good athletes, and hopefully that'll pay off for us tonight.
Special teams have really been an important part this year, and some big field goals and some big, in punting situations. That's just like the third rail that you got offense, defense, and that special teams that could make or break you.
Oh, it absolutely can. There's 3 phases to football. I mean, it's offense, defense, and special teams, and we spend equal time on all 3 phases. So, Jack and Ross Harden do a really good job there for us. Ross Harden's kind of taken over the place kicking, the field goals, PATs. Jack still handles the kickoffs and the punts. But you talk about complimenting each other. Those guys do a good job. And Stevie DeRusso has the snap. That's the one guy that kind of you don't mention a whole lot. But Stevie's done a heck of a job all year long for us with the long and short snapping.
We'll come back and talk about the game tonight. Germantown comes to town, a big crosstown rival. We'll talk about that up next right here on the MC Big Blue Network, Super Talk Mississippi 97.3 FM.
Wendy's is open until midnight or later. So give in to those cravings. Get that Baconator.
Give me 1 hunk if you want a Baconator. Let me get that beat for 6 strips of bacon. Oh, there it is. When I say bacon, you say Ader. Bacon.
Woo! Let me get a toot on the mega.
All right.
Okay. Now, when I say...
Dude.
Sorry.
When the craving strikes, go night mode and choose wisely. Choose Wendy's Baconator. Professional Eye Care Associates has a large variety of designer eyewear for all your needs. Whether it's bifocals, specialty lenses for sports and hunting, or help with long hours of computer work, we can take care of you. If you prefer contact lenses, our professionals will guide you to ensure your best vision and optimal comfort through the variety of premium contact lens options available in our office. Call Professional Eye Care Associates to schedule an appointment to improve your vision today. 5 locations to serve you: Brandon, Canton, Madison, Ridgeland, and Yazoo City.
Renova Roofing can take care of all your roofing needs. From storm damage to full-scale replacement of any residential or commercial roof system, Renova can handle any size job. Renova works with your insurance company to get your storm-damaged roof replaced to current building standards, making sure you get the roof that will protect you for years to come. Based in Mississippi and licensed and bonded across the Southeast, contact Renova today to learn how you can experience the best roofing services in the state. Visit renovaroofing.com to schedule your free consultation today.
At Raising Cane's, we're huge football fans, but we're also fans of your local fundraisers and fun runs, small victories and big ideas. And yes, even the neighborhood animal shelter. I was getting to that. Plus over 30,000 other partners in the communities we serve. When you order our hand-battered chicken fingers, craveable cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade to cheer on your home team, you're also supporting your hometown. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
Welcome back to the Toby Collins Coaches Show, brought to you by our friends at Kincaid's Fine Clothing. I'm Bob Sullender, along with the head coach of the Madison Central Jaguars, Coach Toby Collins. Tonight, back to region play, the Germantown Mavericks come to town, to the Jungle. Mavericks come into the game with a 5-3 record, scoring 27 points per game, averaging 152 yards passing and 202 yards rushing per game. 13 different backs carrying the ball for the Mavericks, and you know they're going to run the football first, and so a plethora of running backs that have actually toted the mail, so to speak, for the Mavericks.
Yeah, I think they do a really good job offensively and defensively, for that matter. You know, dynamic offense. It's a style of offense that you don't see every day, and I say that because they line up in so many different formations. I mean, we line up in a ton of formations, but they line up in a ton of formations and do a lot of stuff. You know, you say they're going to run the ball, but they have, you know, in some games this year, they've come out throwing the ball, you know, getting the ball on the perimeter. Then they'll line up in a 2 tight end set, direct snap it to a running back, and he's getting downhill at you. They may go empty and throw the ball all over the yard. So, I mean, you almost have to go into this game with 2 plans, which is basically what Coach Livingston and his staff has done, and kind of get into the game, get a feel for what they're trying to do offensively, and then we decide if we're going to bring pressure, we're going to sit back and play defense.
You know, the next game is always the next most important one, but of course this one being the next region game and crosstown rival. Really, how important is this football game?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge on a lot of for a lot of different reasons. One being this, you know, our region game, and there's only 5 teams in our region, so we've got to find some wins. You know, we're sitting here at 0-1, and you know, you got to win games to be able to get into the playoffs. 2, it's become a big-time rivalry, which it should be. I mean, it's cross-county. We're in the same school district. These kids grew up knowing each other, you know, playing Little League against each other, probably hang out on the weekends together. So there's bragging rights involved as well. So it's a huge matchup. I think it's an even, you know, 2 evenly matched teams. It should be a great game, and it should come down to the wire.
All right, Coach, good luck tonight.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, up next, we'll return to the field. Madison Central and Germantown, right here on the MC Big Blue Network, Super Talk Mississippi 97.3 FM.
Visit CIA Autoplex, your one-stop destination for all your vehicle needs. Whether you're looking to buy a new vehicle, service your current vehicle, or give it a showroom shine, we've got you covered. Sales, service, and detailing. Located at 380 Distribution Drive off Gluckstadt Road in Madison. When it matters most, CIA Autoplex. Visit www.ciautoplex.com today.
At Davini, we are your hometown Kubota dealer. We're the oldest Kubota dealer in the U.S. That means we've been doing it better longer than anyone else. We have 2 locations in the metro area to serve you, Madison and Jackson. When I say hometown, it means something to us.
We are hometown. We are hometown. We are hometown.
We support our local schools, community organizations, and local municipalities. Shopping and keeping business local keeps our community strong.
We are hometown.
Raffles are a great fundraiser for organizations because they can raise a lot of money quickly. However, selling and processing tickets is an administrative nightmare, requiring numerous volunteers and hundreds of man-hours. Raffle Breeze seamlessly combines online sales, paper tickets, robust reporting, and your own branded website to make running a raffle painless. Raffle Breeze has helped organizations raise hundreds of thousands of dollars. We can help your group do the same. Visit rafflebreeze.com for more information.